Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a what's in the bag. This is my bag for the 25-26 season. We're just going to run through everything that's in the bag, talk about some of the occasions, why I would hit the shots I would hit, why I've got some of the shafts I've got and bits and pieces. So I've got a full bag of Srixon and Cleveland for the next 2 years. We've got the Srixon ZXi driver, played around with the LS head or the Max head. I've gone for the standard driver head. The reason for that is I found that I couldn't get the LS to spin enough and just stay in the air for long enough. So we've gone for the standard head with a HZRDUS blue shaft in it. It's a stiff flex shaft that just gives me the right level of launch in the right kind of conditions. Then moving further down the bag, we've got the 3-wood and the 5-wood, again from the ZXi range. We've got the Ventus blue stiff shaft in those. And again, just playing around with those. The 3-wood is a club that works really nicely off the tee for me. And also it's got a nice shallow face on it, so it allows me to kind of get the ball in the air off the fairway. The 5-wood is a really nice club. Never hit it off the tee. It wouldn't be a club I would hit off the tee in any way, shape or form. But I do hit it off the deck. It's got about 220 carry in it for me. Again, we've got the Ventus blue stiff shaft in that. And I just find I've played around over the years with longer irons, 5-woods in the bag. And I keep coming back to a 5-wood as that kind of versatility for launching the ball nicely into the air and stopping it quickly into those par 5s. Moving further down the bag, we've got the ZXi Utility iron. I've got a Mitsubishi MXT stiff shaft in this. We've got the 3-iron, 20 degrees of loft on this. Can hit it off the deck, and I do sometimes hit it off the deck, but for me, this is normally a tee shot. I tee it down low, just bump it forward down the fairway. Goes a similar distance to my 5-wood, but it just has a completely different flight on it. So those ones you want to hit in a bit lower or off the tee where you want to hit one low that shoots low and runs, great club this. And they're, you know, for a 3-iron, for a long iron, they're really easy to hit. So we move further down the bag, we've got the ZXi7 irons in the bag here. We've got 5-iron through to pitching wedge. All of these have got the KBS Tour Light Shaft in them. So when I was testing these and being fitted for these, the ZXi7 just didn't quite spin enough for me. Again, we've got the same issues I had with driver. So it didn't really spin very high with a stock shaft in them. So I put KBS Tour Light, just gets a little bit more spin, a little bit more trajectory with the launch. And I just find the stopping power on these is really, really good. Just while we've got this one out of the bag, all of my clubs are fitted with the MCC +4 in a standard size. So what I love about the +4 is it just doesn't taper as much as you move down the grip. So it feels almost as thick in my trail hand, in my right hand, as it does in the left, which I really, really like. But I've got the standard grip with one layer of tape underneath that. And I wear a medium large glove, guys, if that kind of gives you an opportunity to understand what that might do for you. So we've got 5-through wedge in the ZXi7 irons there. Then we move into the sort of the wedge section. I've got the RTZ Wedges from Cleveland. So interestingly, I have my gap wedge, which is 50 degrees, and my sand wedge, which is 54 degrees. I have it flattened by 1 degree because I like to play a lot of wedge shots that are kind of sitting a little bit toe down. And I find just flattening the wedges out enables me to do that a little bit. What we mean by flattening is changing this shaft angle from there to there just by 1 degree. Might not sound much, but it really does make a difference. So I've got 54 and 50 in this. I've got 10 degrees of bounce on my 54 and I've got 10 degrees of bounce on my 50. Bounce is the angle from this leading edge there through to the trail edge. And I just find having 10 degrees gives me a bit of versatility when I'm playing around with opening the face up, different shots I'm wanting to play around the green. So again, my 50 and 54 are flattened by 1 degree. Go to the lob wedge, which I barely ever use. All right, so when I'm chipping, when I'm pitching, it's mainly my 54. My 60 degree, my lob wedge is for emergency use only, okay? So you can see I've got the full face groove on there. which is really useful because if you need to open the face up, you need to play those shots where it just kind of pops off, you're playing it out of the toe to get that deadening a little bit. Still having the grooves on there I find really helpful. This is flattened by 2 degrees. So rather than being 1 degree flat, it's 2 degrees flat, because again, I play a lot of these toe down. So I like the feel of the toe just sitting on the ground, and it gives me that bit of relief through the club head. So it just comes through the ground quite nicely really there. So that's why I get my wedges flattened. Moved down to the putter, tried around with a load of different putters from Cleveland this year, and we've gone for the HB Soft 2, and you can just see the look on that is really nice. It's really nice, sort of black and silver shaft, and the black face works really nicely with quite a thick milling on there. That for me makes it feel really, really soft. It's slightly toe hung, so even from a mallet putter, the fact it's toe hung, so this end hangs down a little bit, which just allows me to release the club a little bit when I'm putting with it. And I really, really like this, and it's a really nice putter. From a ball option, we've gone for the Z Diamond ball, which I find gives me the real kind of versatility in terms of forgiveness and in terms of spin. So we've got the Z Diamond ball there for this year, and the way I mark it, so you can always tell it. So if you find one of my balls on the golf course, you know it's mine. Little black smiley face and a black line, because I use the black line to help me line up. Someone once said to me years ago that if you don't use using a line when you're putting is the equivalent of having someone else aim a gun at the target and all you've got to do is pull the trigger. Since then, I've been doing that all the time, and I found it really, really helps my putting. So something to bear in mind if you wanted to kind of go down that route. So that's it, guys. That's what I've got in my bag for this season. Any observations, any thoughts, anything you want clarifying, any questions you've got? Have you used any of these clubs? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget, if you like this video, remember to like the video, click subscribe to the channel, and we can create some more great content to educate you about golf, but also help you improve your game.